Today, we're taking a walk through one of the most historic cities in the world, Athens. But this isn't just any old tour. We're going to follow a golden thread of knowledge, a series of 10 connected stories about science that links ancient philosophers with modern physicists in ways you would never, ever expect. So let's get started and unravel this golden thread together.
It sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? I mean, what could possibly connect a thinker who laid the foundations for biology and logic with a scientist who studies the building blocks of the atom? You've got 2 millennia and completely different worldviews separating them. But by the end of this journey, you're going to see how a single unbroken thread connects them, woven right through the heart of Athens.
Every thread has to start somewhere, and ours begins at the very birthplace of so much of Western scientific and philosophical thought. We're heading back to ancient Greece, to a place of learning that truly shaped the world.
Now, this wasn't just some philosophy club. Aristotle's Lyceum was a center for empirical observation. He taught biology, he categorized animals and plants, he developed formal logic, which is really the foundation of the scientific method. His students, the Peripatetics, actually learned while walking around, debating and observing the world. This is our first anchor point, science, in its earliest, broadest form.
So, how do we get from this ancient school to our next story? Well, the first connection isn't a person or an idea, but something much more tangible, a physical location. If you were in Athens today, you'd find the ruins of Aristotle's Lyceum right next to a very famous modern landmark. And that landmark is the National Garden of Athens. This beautiful park is like a green lung right behind the Greek Parliament, a place where history continues to breathe. And scattered throughout the garden, you'll find busts of Greek poets and thinkers. A real tangible reminder that the spirit of inquiry that started in the Lyceum is still very much alive.
All right, let's move on to the next part and see where this thread takes us. From the quiet contemplation in the Lyceum and the gardens, our thread now pulls us toward a place of action, competition, and the revival of a legendary dream.
The location of the National Garden is the key here. See, the garden stretches southward towards an area that includes the Zappion, a grand hall that was the very first building constructed specifically for the revival of the modern Olympic Games. This shared space creates a direct link between the pursuit of knowledge and the pursuit of physical excellence.
And the purpose of the Zappion leads us, naturally, to this magnificent structure, the Parthenon Stadium. It was the heart of the first modern Olympic Games back in 1896, built on the foundations of an ancient stadium used thousands of years ago for the Panathenaic Games. From philosophy to sports, the thread continues.
And right here, we can see the science that's literally baked into the games themselves. The main event was a foot race, and the length was 1 stadion, an ancient Greek unit of measurement. It was standardized at 600 feet, or about 192 meters. This wasn't just a random race. It was applied mathematics and standardization, a science of measurement right at the core of the competition.
Our journey now shifts from the science of measurement to the science of building. The stadium itself is a monumental feat of engineering and art, and its main building material gives us our next clue.
So what makes the Panathenaic Stadium so special? It's the only major stadium in the entire world built completely out of marble. This incredible, unique material connects it directly to another grand structure in Athens. And that structure is the Temple of Olympian Zeus. Even though it's mostly a ruin today, this was designed to be the largest temple in all of Greece. Its construction, just like the stadium, relied on that same iconic material, brilliant white marble, a testament to incredible architectural ambition.
Now, the Temple of Olympian Zeus sat unfinished for nearly 400 years. Its massive scale was just too ambitious for many. It took the power and the resources of one specific, very influential historical figure to finally complete it. And he is our next link.
The Roman Emperor Hadrian. He didn't just finish the temple, he also built this arch nearby. And it's a fascinating piece of political communication. See, the arch has 2 inscriptions. On the side facing the Old City and the Acropolis, it says, "This is Athens, the ancient city of Theseus." But on the side facing his new district and the temple, it reads, "This is the city of Hadrian and not of Theseus." It's a powerful statement that basically splits the city in 2, the Old Greek world and the New Roman.
That inscription on Hadrian's arch gives us the perfect transition. It explicitly names the mythical founder of ancient Athens and points us directly towards the city's sacred and political heart.
By separating his new city from the ancient city of Theseus, Hadrian unintentionally points our thread right towards the ultimate symbol of that old city, the one place that is unmistakably Athenia.
The Acropolis, of course. This iconic hill is the heart of Theseus's city. It's home to the Parthenon, sure, but also to other crucial spots like the Erechtheion, a place steeped in mythology, and what you could call the science of botany. It was the site of the sacred olive tree gifted to the city by the goddess Athena.
Just a stone's throw from the Acropolis, the Hill of the Gods, lies another, smaller rocky hill. This one wasn't for worship, but for something much more human, the practice of law and the science of governance.
This is the Areopagus, or Rock of Heirs. For centuries, this was the meeting place of the highest court in Athens. Laws were debated here, murder cases were tried, and the very concept of justice was forged. This was the laboratory for the science of law and civil society.
And now for our final leap. How do we connect this ancient law court to the 20th century and the question we asked at the very beginning? The thread now becomes a bit more abstract, a connection of ideas.
The ideal that the Areopagus stands for, the peaceful and just resolution of conflicts through established laws, that ancient ideal of structured justice, finds a modern echo in the organized international pursuit of peace.
And this leads us to our final stop, an international organization with an office in Athens, the World Peace Council. Founded in 1950 in the shadow of the atomic bomb, its mission was to promote peaceful coexistence and nuclear disarmament, a modern Areopagus for global disputes. And now for the final twist that brings it all together.
The first president of the World Peace Council was not a lawyer or a politician. He was Frederick Joliot-Curie, a French nuclear physicist and Nobel Prize winner. And with that, our thread is complete. We've traveled from Aristotle, the father of biology and logic, all the way to a nuclear physicist leading a peace movement in the atomic age.
So the next time you're walking through your own city, take a closer look. History, science, and ideas are woven into the streets, connecting buildings, people, and centuries in the most unexpected ways. What invisible threads are just waiting there for you to discover?